What's up, everybody? Michael here, head trader at True Trading Group. On April 2nd, I'm going to discuss with you the art of taking profits. That is what this video is going to all be about and how important it is. I cannot stress enough to you guys how important it is to stick to your game plan and take profits where when you identify a profit target zone and a stock gets there, the importance of sticking to that game plan and taking profits off the table. I made 3 trades today, 2 trades in Carnival Cruise Line, 1 trade in APOP. I'm still holding on to a position actually in Carnival, CCL, but all 3 of these trades have a very crucial, kind of a very crucial and reoccurring theme of the importance of taking profits when you identify those profit taking zones and not letting greed overtake your trading and affect your decision making. It's funny when you have a trader that says, okay, I'm going to buy this stock at $5. I'm going to take profits at 5.50. Or I'm going to buy this stock at 5. I'm going to take profits at 6. Now, before you pull the trigger, if I said to you, if you buy the stock at 5 and you sell it at 6, would you be happy? Your answer is yes. So then why is it all of a sudden when you're actually in the stock and you buy it at 5 and it gets to 6, you're no longer happy with taking profits? That's greed. That's greed taking over. Those are your emotions affecting your decision making. So with this video, we're going to discuss the art of taking profits and why it is so important to, no matter what is happening, to stick to your game plan and execute on the trade idea that caused you to pull the trigger, in the first place. First, let's start with APOP. APOP had a nice big surge off the opening bell, some nice volume on that opening bell surge. We then get a pullback, lower volume on the pullback, but look where we pull right into. We pull right down into the trade line. Trade line starts to hold support. I'm saying I'm looking for a trade line VWAP crossover. I actually got long right there on APOP. I'll take you guys to my chart announcements on the day. That's my second one. Here's my first one. Let's zoom in. Here you guys can see I'm long APOP at $3.60. Stop loss at 320. So I am long at $3.60 right there inside of this candle. Then we get what I'm looking for, beautiful trade line VWAP crossover pattern. I get the increase in volume and I get this quick shoot right up to the high of the day. Now, here is the high of the day. Okay. My first take profit target when I identified this setup was the high of the day. So I always gonna say, okay, I'm gonna take 25% of my position off in front of the high of the day just in case we double top. So there on that very first move, I took 25% of my position off the table right there at $4.09. You can see here, it took some profit off at $4.09. Again, guys, the key to what I'm talking about in this video is the importance of sticking to your game plan. Because I could have sat here and said this, there's that increase in volume. There's my trade line VR crossover. You know what? I'm not going to take profit. I think this thing is going to squeeze to $5, $6, and I'm going to hold on to it. But I'm not doing that. I'm sticking to my game plan. First, take profit in front of the high of the day. Second, take profit as the stock breaks through the high of the day and extends. There we break through the high of the day and we extend, and I sell the bulk of my position. Back to my announcements. You can see here, took more profit off at $4.34. So now at $4.09, 25% of my position comes off the table. 50% of my position comes off the table at $4.34. Again, I'm long from $3.60. This turns out to be a really nice trade. And again, I'm not getting greedy when we broke through the high of the day. Some traders might have a tendency to say, we just broke through the high of the day. We've got that increase in volume. I'm not going to take more profit. I'm holding. That would be greed because my initial game plan is I'm taking 25% off in front of the high. I'm taking 50% off as we break through the high, and I'm going to hold 25% in case we really get follow through. My final take profit, if we did get follow through, would have probably been somewhere up there around $5, but we didn't get the follow through. We end up actually rolling over, and I exited the last piece of my position right there. I'm sorry, it was actually right here. Back to my announcements. You can see here I sold out the remaining piece at 344. So on that last 25% of my position, I'm long from 360, I took a little loss on that last 25% at 344. But you can see my other 2 take profits, on the bulk of my position, well more than covers the loss on that piece. So here's the entry: first take, second take, final take. Now, this is an example, guys, of why it's so important to stick to those profit targets. Imagine I didn't take that profit. And imagine I just held on to the bulk of my position and this rolls over and I exit the whole position there at 344. You're talking about the difference between potentially turning a really good green trade into either a flat break even, tiny win, or even worse, a possible losing trade if you allow greed to take over and get the best of you. So that's why always stick to your game plan. I always stick to my game plan: first take, second take, and my final take would have been up here had we gotten the follow through. We did not. And there is my final where I sell out the last piece of my position. But imagine had I gotten greedy with that new high and did not take that profit, my P&L on the day looks very, very different. So you guys really cannot let greed take over. When you have a game plan and you have profit targets identified before you pull the trigger, stick to them once the stock gets there. I don't care if the stock gets to your profit targets within 5 seconds, 5 minutes, or 5 hours. You stick to your game plan. You take profits when the stock reaches that level. If you were happy with that profit target before you pulled the trigger, you need to stay happy with it when you are in the trade. If you're not, that is greed taking over and affecting your decision making. Now let's go to CCL. Okay, another similar example of this in CCL. Okay, CCL is extremely weak today. Okay, we had a move here lower. We tested these previous prior lows. Okay, this pivot low that was sitting right around $8. All right, so here we are today. We had the gap down. We pushed higher. Carnival never even attempted to go green on the day. We double topped early in the morning. And I'm saying off of this double top, I think we're weak. I think we're going to roll over. I'm going to look for us to break below that $8 level. So when we dropped below VWAP here, I actually got short right there at $8.20 on the back of that trade line VWAP crossover. Take it back to my announcements. Here you guys can see I'm short CCL from $8.20. Okay, $8.20. Now let me zoom in a little bit more so you guys can see a little bit more clearly. Okay, there's the short entry at $8.20. I get my cross, we roll down. My first take profit is what? In front of the low of the day and this $8 level, which is this major, major support level. So we drop down here right there at $8.03. I take a piece of profit off the table. You can see here, took some profit, covered CCL at $8.03. Again, if I do not stick to my first take profit at this moment, I could have been greedy and said, I think we're going to break through the low of the day. I think we're going to roll over. We're going to get down to 750. I had a very large position on this trade at this point in time. And I could have just said, you know what? I'm swinging for the fences. I'm going for it. But I didn't. I'm sticking to my game plan. My game plan was 25% off the table in front of the low of the day in case we double bottom. If we break the low of the day, 50% of my position, and then I was going to hold on to 25% overnight, look for a gap down tomorrow. That was my game plan going into this trade. We rolled down to the low of the day. I took 25% of my position off the table, but then we ended up bouncing. Okay, I didn't get that trade line VWAP crossover. And when we bounced back up through this level, I said, you know what? I'm not going to carry this all the way back up to the high of the day. Let me just exit this. I can go after it later in the day. It didn't look like we were going to break that $8 level at this moment in time. It's a huge key support level. So I said, I'm not going to play around with it. If it's not going to break now, I'll go after it later if it goes back down towards that level. And I ended up covering the rest of that position at 834. Now, I took a loss on this trade, but a very small loss because I'd already covered 25% of the position for a profit, and then I got stopped out on the rest of the position. This is crucial because this greatly affects my P&L. Imagine had I not taken that profit off the table and I was greedy and I lost on 100% of my position up here at $8.34. That's a very different looking P&L trade. Very different looking. Okay. Happened to me a second time. Now here we are. We go over to the afternoon. Remember I said if it goes back down, I can short it again. I then was looking at the 15-minute chart, and you can see the trade line on the 15-minute chart started to come into play. Here's this yellow line on my screen, bringing us down, acting as resistance. I get a trade line view across on the 15-minute chart. Okay, and then I said in here, it looks like we're going to break this time There's no bounce whatsoever off this $8 level. I got short again right there at $8.02 this time. Here you guys can see, and this was intended to be a swing trade because if we broke below that level and closed below it, I was going to hold on to this position overnight. So here you guys can see I'm short at $8.02. My first take profit was a break below the low. Bang, we break below the low, and I take a piece of profit off the table right there at $7.84. Back to my announcements, you can see here, took some profit, covered CCL at $7.84. Well, it's a good thing I did because now look at where we're trading. Okay, back up at $8.14. We actually double bottomed perfectly right before the close, which really pissed me off. This really kind of threw a wrench in my plan. See that double bottom right there, which almost had me exit this position before the bell, but I decided to hold on to it to see if we drifted lower after the close. But we're pushing higher. I'm probably going to exit this position. If in the after hours session we do, if in the after hours session we do that and we break kind of above this VWAP area, we get up towards 820, I'm going to cover this position. But if we pull back towards like $8, I'll hold on to it till tomorrow. But again, guys, look at the difference. Now, imagine had I not taken any profit off there. Imagine if I got greedy at this moment in time and I said, wow, huge volume break. We just broke through the low of the day. We broke below that previous pivot low that was put in place all the way back here. That's $8. If I got greedy, I'm just going to hold on to this entire position. I'm deep underwater right now with the position size that I would have. This is why it's so important for you to stick to your profit targets, stick to your game plan, and follow your rules. Do not let greed overtake your decision making and get the best of you. When your profit targets are met, you have to act on them. Otherwise, you run the risk of turning green trades into red trades. And that is just something that will infuriate you as a trader, because I know it infuriates me to be green on a trade and then all of a sudden go red. That first take profit, stick to it. It helps you hold through bounces or pullbacks, whether you're long or short, whatever it is. It makes it easier to hold on to the rest of your position, but it also locks in some profit and reduces your risk going forward. So if you do end up getting stopped out on the rest of your position, it is on only 75% of your position. Okay. Stick to your profit targets. It helped me tremendously today in my win on APOP. And then I've got a little bit of profit here on CCL. Excuse me. I keep adding one extra C. It's only two C's. But I'm kind of going back and forth here on CCL. It's like short, take some profit, cover the rest. Short, take some profit, and now I'm holding on to the rest, but I'm down 12 cents a share on that the rest of that position right now. So fighting this CCL down here, looking to see if we can actually get a follow through break below $8. But so far, it's been holding up. So we'll see what happens here tomorrow. And like I said, if we do get up here, up towards 820 or so, I will cover this before tomorrow. Okay. So that's it, guys. That's a quick little discussion on the art of taking profit. I hope this helps. I'll see you guys in chat tomorrow. We'll look to finish the week off strong. Later.